Hello, everyone. Today we have with us Professor UpmaShree. Ma'am is an accomplished academician in the field of law with nearly a decade of teaching and research experience. She completed her BA LL.B from GGSIP University in 2013, followed by an LL.M from the West Bengal National University of Judicial Sciences in 2014. She cleared her UGC-NET in 2016 and is presently pursuing her Ph.D. at Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Her teaching career spans several reputed institutions, including Raffles University, JIMS Greater Noida, Amity Law School Noida, Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, Delhi, and Delhi Metropolitan Education. She has taught a wide range of subjects such as property law, family law, law of torts, ADR, labor law, international trade law, and emerging technologies in law. Professor Shree has made significant contributions to legal scholarship with research papers, book chapters, and conference presentations on diverse topics, including artificial intelligence and law, mediation, human rights, gender justice, and healthcare policy. She continues to inspire young law students through her teaching, research, and active engagement in the academic community. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Ritu, for getting me here, for giving me this opportunity. And thank you, DOESN Law, for getting me here to talk with students. So yeah, let's continue.
Our pleasure, ma'am. When you were in law school, how did you decide to pursue academia and research instead of litigation or corporate practice?
Yeah, that's a very good question because when we take admission in BA, LL.B, or law for that matter, even till ninth semester, there's a confusion where in which stream we should go because there are corporate, there's litigation, there's judiciary. So if you talk about me, how I have chosen academics, so this is very funny that during the exam times, I used to teach my friends in the friend circle. There are
Oh,
few students who teach their friend circles. There are
right.
friends who are late. So I used to
Mm,
teach them and they used to tell me that you make the topic quite easier to understand. It's much better to understand the topic here in just 1 hour before exam rather than taking class. So from there, I realized that what I'm good at. I'm good in
mm,
teaching. I'm good in having conversation with my peer groups, discussions, etc. So that was one time. That was the first thing where I thought that I should choose this as my profession. But for others, I would say that you should realize, you should understand what you are good at, what is your good skills. If you're good in arguing, if you feel
mm,
that you like arguing, you like to go in technicalities and etc., then you should go to litigation. Some students feels that judiciary gives you power and you are more
mm,
towards that. So I would say that it's not only power. Power comes with great responsibility. So it is a responsible field. So you need to be very clear, because I'll just give an example. I met a student who has taken admission, and the very first thing I've asked, why do you want to do BLLB, or what do you want to be?
mm,
He said, I like power, I want to be in judiciary. Then I had to make him understand it's not like that. It's
right.
they feels that corporate gives you money, so you should go like in that area.
Mm,
Judiciary gives you power, so we should go in that area. No. You should understand what are your likes and dislikes, what you are good at, what is your skill, and give some time to give this understanding sink in. So
mm.
probably that is how I have chosen. And now I'm professor. I like teaching. I like to interact with young minds. I like to discuss with them a lot of new views. So I love what I do. And you should also focus on those areas what you love to do. So probably that is how you can choose within law where to go: corporate,
Mm,
litigation, judiciary, government job, etc. So maybe
right.
that will give some understanding as to how to choose where to go, where to land up.
And what motivated you to pursue LLM immediately after your graduation? And how did you choose West Bengal NUJS?
See, my first answer probably gave the answer for the second question also, because I was somehow clear that I want to be in academics, and
Mhm,
post graduation is the basic requirement to get in academics. See,
Mm.
even if you're not, NET is also one of the basic requirement nowadays to get in academics, but still there are colleges who may take students without NET. But without post-graduation,
Yes.
it's not possible. They may give you some other position like research scholar, the research associate, something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
post-graduation is so that is the first thing. So I have chosen that. I thought that I knew that I want to be in academics. So first thing I've thought that I need to clear NET. So I need to clear
Mm.
LLM. JS is concerned, I have not chosen any JS. They have chosen me, you can say, because when I've given CLAT exam, it is as per the ranking. It is as per the marks we get
Mm.
the colleges.
Right.
So we have just given the exam. So as per my marks, as per my ranking, I have got the allotted college. So say if the law students must be in common law entrance, common law admission test, there are number of colleges. I guess now they have 25 colleges specifically for the BLLB as well as LLM. And
Mm.
as per the ranking, as per ranking, they have an IRF ranking list like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata, probably then Jodhpur, Bhopal, like
Mm.
that.
Mm.
As per your marks, you get the college. And accordingly, the other students also get the colleges. If you score very well within 1 to 150 ranking, probably you will get
Yeah.
Bangalore. And like
Mm.
that, they have their segregation, they have their seats. So NUJs, I have got as per my marks, as per what I have appeared. Also, immediately after LLB, at that time, LLM, CLAT has just come, I guess, 1 or 2 years. I'm talking about 2014.
14. Yes.
So
Yes.
this CLAT has been nearly 1 or 2 years before
Mm.
for LLM. Me and my friend have just 10 or 12 days time to prepare for this CLAT exam.
Flat.
So it's
Mm.
just the realization we have just take initial steps, and you can say that it just happened like that. We have just prepared, and our minds were very fresh. If you want to pursue LLM, I would suggest do it immediately after your BLLB. Don't waste your years,
Mm.
1 year
Right.
for for the coaching and etc. Because your mind is fresh at that time. You have just given your BLLB exam. You know what you have, what you have understood in your classes, etc. So at that time, it is much more easier to clear any further exams. If you wait for 1 year, you will forget few things. You had that. Your memory might fade a little bit. So I would
Mm.
say if you want to do LLM, if you're sure that you want to do LLM, please go immediately after that. So that is
Mm.
how I have done. A gap of 10 days were there to give the
Mm.
exam of CLAT. And somehow I was lucky to get NUJS maybe at that time. So yes, that's how I have chosen that.
Right. And can you explain the
Am I
application
audible?
and the
It's like
selection process?
fine.
Yes, ma'am. I think the network is a little wary. Should I pause the?
I'll just, I think it's fine. We may,
Ma'am, can you explain the application and selection process for LLM admissions at NUJS when you applied, and what were the main criteria?
okay. See, first of all, again, it's not NUJS per se. I have not applied for
Right.
NUJS. It was not in my mind. It's good if the students, target some university. College we are targeting. It's like we have given the CLAT exam, and accordingly, as per our hard work, we may get the universities. So as far
Right.
as NUJS is concerned, as far as CLAT, getting through CLAT is concerned, so I've told you that there is a common law admission test, both for
Mm.
BLLB as well as for LLM post
LLM.
graduation. You need
Right.
to fill the form for CLAT, which is again a huge form. It
Mm.
requires a lot of details to be filled in, and it is a little bit on costly side also. You need to
Mm.
fill the form, and I would again suggest what with my experience, fill the form beforehand. Don't wait for
Mm.
the last minute because it's a huge form. It needs a lot of requirements, and last minute the sites are not working properly. So fill it
Right.
beforehand. Once you fill the form, the second most important criteria is that there is a eligibility criteria of 50%. You need to
Yes.
have 50% in your BA
Mm.
wherever you have done. It is IP, it is DU, it is any other colleges. So your BA need to have 50% thing. Then you need to fill the form. You need to appear for the exam. I'll tell you about the exam also. You need to appear for the exam. You need to you need to pass that exam, and accordingly, your name will come as per your marks. What you have obtained, they will give you the college. So, as I
Mm.
said, if you were in the first 50s, because first 50s or first 120, the NLU Bangalore has 120 seats now. Initially, they used to
Mm.
have high
Yes.
seats in that time probably. So if you
Yeah.
are coming in that seat numbers, so you will get Bangalore. After that, Nalsar, then NUJS. They have their list of colleges as per their ranking, and as what you have got, you will get the college. Same has
Mm.
happened with me. As far as exam pattern is concerned, see, at my time, it was objective as well as subjective. So we have given 150 questions of objective
Mm.
from the various laws which we have studied in BLLB, the contract, the family, the jurisprudence, constitution, all the other important laws. And there were subjective questions on two major laws, that is jurisprudence and constitution. But
Mm.
now the pattern has changed, and now we have the
Mm.
objective. So it's 120 questions which you have to do in 2 hours. That also has
Mm.
changed. Initially, it was 120 questions in 120 minutes,
One.
but they have given
Mm.
the higher time now. So it's the objective questions. But please understand, there's always a difference between the pattern of exam, or you can say the type of questions they ask in LLM, in NET, in judiciary.
Mm.
So you need
Right.
to
Right.
focus
Right.
that also. Because in judiciary as well as in LLM is still easy. Uh, but there is application-based question. There is comprehension understanding. They will just not ask the sections. They may ask few of the questions, but they will also, try to understand that what you have understood in your BLLB. So there may be some questions which need your depth understanding, and focus two subjects. You need to focus thoroughly, that constitution and jurisprudence. For I would
Right.
say for all the NPES exams, whether it is judiciary, whether it is NET, because these two subjects are very important. So focus on these two subjects, much more higher priority. And of course, the other subjects are there. Your all the important subjects and the recent case laws. Again, I'm telling this
Mm.
for all the aspects of entrance, whether it is NET, whether it is LLM judiciary, your recent case laws, be it in company law, be it in international law, be it in contract law, they ask those. They may give a phrase of those that judgment or those judgment. They may ask you something in that particular from that particular judgment. They may
Mm.
ask you the ratio decidendi for that matter. They may ask you the name of the case, judgment, and then the name of the case, and of course the basic principle of a particular subject. So for LLM, I would say you need to focus the objectives of the statutes. So if you
Mm.
are talking about contract, you need to know what contract is and what are the specific elements. They may ask the elements and etc. All the subject, the basic elements you need to learn. And of course, if you have done your BLLB, they expect you to understand the core principles and elements. So
Mm.
see, one way it is easier to have objective question, because subjective is a little more tough. You don't know
Detail.
from
Yeah.
where which question will come. Objective still you can you can have your mind. But in other way, the competition has increased because of the objective criteria. So subjective, you still have that leverage. You can say that the difference between two person might be a little bit more, but the objectives, I think that the competition has increased because of this multiple choice questions, which
Hmm.
has changed. So this is one
Right.
thing. After you get your marks, after you clear this exam, they will give you the date of counseling. You need to appear
Hmm.
on the date of counseling where they will tell you, they will ask you for the merits and all those documents and etc. If you want to change, there is also a process to change the universities. If say for example, I got NUJS, I want to be in Nalsar, so I might
Right.
apply for that. But for that, I need to register. I need to go in that the counseling. And there, if the NALSAR has a seat, they may exchange. This also happens sometimes. But for that matter,
Oh.
you need to appear in the counseling. You need to register or book your seat, because if you don't, they will consider that you are not interested. You might have taken admission in some other colleges, and they will give that seat to somebody else. So appear for the counseling, follow the mandates, the directions given in that site. There's a proper official site. Follow that site. They will give you updates and you need to appear accordingly. So that is how the LLM process goes. And I guess the same is with the LLB also, BLLB also. But this is how you need to focus on. So
Right.
that's the,
And since you're
yeah.
also pursuing your PhD,
Hmm.
sorry, when applying for your PhD at Jamia Millia Islamia, can you elaborate on the procedure? Did it involve an entrance exam, proposal presentation, and interview?
Yeah, of course. See, Central University being central, but if I talk about only JAM,
Since you're pursuing your PhD, when applying for your PhD at Jamia Millia Islamia, can you elaborate on the procedure? Did it involve an entrance exam, proposal presentation, and interview?
yes, we do. See, those who wanted to pursue PhD and those who wanted to pursue PhD from Central University, this is for them. As far as Jamia is concerned, Jamia has the pattern. They have exam. They do have entrance exam, but that entrance exam is only for those who are not net holder, who have not cleared their
Okay.
national eligibility test. So since I already cleared my net in 2016, so I did not appear for the entrance exam. But otherwise, for a normal student who is non-net, so for
Hmm.
them, they need to give an entrance. They have to apply for of course, for getting admission in Jamia. Then they will get a date for entrance exam. They need to
Hmm.
appear for the entrance exam. And Jamia entrance exam, since I have not given, but my co-researchers have given, so they were telling me, they have told me, it's a huge exam. It is like, it is
Yes, I've
divided into
heard.
yeah, it is divided into two sets, you can say. One first question paper is objective question paper, which only talks about the research as well as the general knowledge for that matter. That is also of 2 hours, if I'm not wrong. But this paper is only concerned with the research thing, the research questions, whatever you understand about the research and a little bit about the current affairs. And the second paper is specifically in regard to the subject. So if I'm applying for PhD to for law, then the second paper will be of law. So the second paper is of the subject in which you are applying, whether it is law, whether it is engineering, whether it is psychology, etc. So that paper, the second paper, involves both objective as well as subjective questions. And those subjective questions, see, they do give the syllabus, but sometimes you will feel that there is a little bit discrepancy as per the syllabus. It might not totally relate to the syllabus, but yes, of course, the recent case laws, the recent judgments, they focus more on that, the subjective part. Told me that it also depends who makes the paper. Internal
Hmm.
people understands, internal people knows that who is making the paper. If the dean is making the paper or
Right.
somebody else is making the paper, he is good in what area, or what is his core area. So, for example, if he's good in personal laws, so probably the recent personal laws you need to focus, or otherwise also focus on recent judgments, because any
Mm.
central university, whether it is DU, whether it is Jamia, they had lots and lot of focus on your judgments, the judgment part. How do you produce the judgment? How do you, what is your observation take about the judgment? So for the subjective part, please focus on the judgment, new judgments, whether it is constitution, whether it is any other subject for that matter, and of course the depth. So and it is of 3 hour exam. So this exam is a huge exam, and I would
Mm.
say it's not that easy. So those who have cleared the entrance exam, hats off to them. And then the third stage comes, that is the interview. So since
Mm.
I have already had my NET degree, I have already cleared NET, I directly appeared for the interview. But before that interview, those who appeared for the exam, they were being selected. And the selection is, as I told you, there were 2 exams. One exam, the research. Second exam is the subject. From there, you need to have 50% of aggregate. It should be from both the exams, both the first paper and second paper. If you clear that
Okay.
50% aggregate, you will pass to the next step, that is for the interview.
Interview.
In the interview, we appeared, the candidates were also from the entrance, and those who are directly coming from for after NET. So like me, and there are others who have cleared NET. Now the question comes about the interview. See, the interview specifically for Jamia, I've appeared twice for Jamia interview, one long before when I just started the career. So it
Okay.
has the panel of all the faculties, probably all the faculties, the core faculties, not the ad hoc, but the core faculties. They all will sit along with the dean. And you need to, the proposal you were talking about, when you are going for a PhD entrance exam, whether it is in Jamia, whether it is in NLU, whether it is DU, you need to have your proposal in hand. Whatever
Mm.
you, whatever the initials, it is as per your understanding. So you need to have that proposal where you need to have the title, the tentative title. What is the area title, as in what area you want to, what you want to continue the PhD, your basic objectives, your hypothesis, and of course, the
Mm.
basic research methodology, as in what is your expectation, how you are supposed to continue the PhD. Do you want to do it empirical? Do you want to do it doctrinal? See, students who are not aware about the research, they might, it will be little difficult for them to understand the empirical doctrinal. So probably this will take another interview to make them understand about this whole process of PhD thing, intense thing. But for a basic understanding, I would say the interviewers, they just want to understand what you have done. Have you done a little bit of research? Whether it is basic research, have you researched the topic, what you want to pursue? And what is in your mind? How are you going to pursue the same? It's not that you just went ahead and just give any topic you are not aware about, any laws, anything like that. So that proposal thing, I might elaborate that proposal maybe if we get time later. So you need to have that proposal, and that proposal you need to present that this is my proposal, this is my
To that
topic, these
board.
are the objectives in my mind, this is your object, this may change later. And they
Mm.
will cross question, they will put a lot of question. Like at my time, they have all have different questions. Some says that this is a very vast topic. Some says that you need to focus on a particular area. Some are very happy with the topic. They say that this area is very good. It needs to be researched more. So they have their own understanding about the topic. And after your interview, they will decide that whether this topic is good for the research, and whether
Mm.
either of them wants to take the student under him or her, because every faculty also has their own area. So if, say, for example, the faculty who is working in women in law, and my topic is also in relation to women in law, so they
Mm.
want who they want me to be under him because they want to research in that particular area. So that also
Right.
depends. वहाँ जो फैकल्टीज मौजूद हैं क्या वो उस एरिया में इंटरेस्टेड है या नहीं. So
Hmm.
it is, you can't say about that. If you are sometimes it happens कि आप बहुत नया बहुत innovative area लेके जा रहे हो, but there is no faculty who can deal with such area, so they might not
Right.
take you. It also depends. So choose wisely, very wisely your topic whenever you are choosing that. So that is this is how. And if you are able to if you are able to satisfy them about your topic, that you can do a good research about this topic, then maybe you get through the interview. And after that interview they will give you the list that who all have cleared the interview, and accordingly this has
Okay.
happened. So for Jamia, there is admission, of course, admission form, then there is entrance for those who are non-net, and there is final interview. These are the two steps basically: entrance and exam.
So
Sorry, interview.
interview both the category people have to appear for.
Yes,
For one
interview
who.
for both the categories. Both the
Right.
categories need to appear for gender. Interview is the main. Of course, entrance is also main because a lot of people appear for getting admission. There are very limited seats.
Hmm.
So how segregate them? So they segregate via the exam, entrance exam, and then
Hmm.
via interview. Because
Right.
Jamia has a very limited seats. It's
Right.
around 10, 11 seats
Hmm.
every semester, every year. So even in our batch, it's 11. Initially, it was 12, and now it's 10 to have left. So it's 10 to 12 seats only. So this
Right.
is how,
And since you
yeah,
mentioned about selecting a research topic, how did you
yeah.
select your research topic for PhD, and what factors should the student keep in mind while choosing one?
Yes, it's very important for anyone who wants to pursue a PhD, because the what do you say, the most difficult task is to select the topic. So don't select the topic, select the area first. Try to figure it out in what area you want to work, where is your interest. Please understand that PhD, unlike LLM, BLLB is of course 5 year, but there you have to study. But here for 4 years, minimum 3 to 4 years, you need to work on one specific area. So it needs to be of your interest so that you don't get bored out of it. You getting my point? If say for example, my area is in regard to the health of women workers. So I have now currently my topic is protection of right to health of women workers in an unorganized sector. But if you ask me initially when I appeared for the other colleges, what was my topic? It was in regard to mental health of women, and that too specifically married women. But from there,
Oh,
cutting it down, limiting it to areas, specifying it, I have understood that probably this is the area where the research is required, or probably this is the area which is more feasible for me. So first
right,
selective. I was very clear that I want to do something in regard to the women's. That was the area was clear to me. It is in regard to the women, and specifically in regard to their health. Initially, I choose mental health. But then I realized in this interview and before, there are other interviews also, they have told me that mental health is something you won't get much, what do you say, material on it. So you won't be able to do a thorough research only on mental health. You need to include the other aspects of health also. So why are you doing only mental health? Choose the other health aspects also, the sexual health, the physical health, etc., etc. So that is one thing. Then married women, some were not very okay with this concept that married women, then why you are leaving the other women for that matter, and how are you only able to focus on the married woman? What is those criteria? So in DU, when I gave this, I have appeared in DU also. So there they say that we are not getting the law perspective for the married woman. There is no, you don't get only, this is only social perspective. The legal perspective is missing. So there I removed that married woman. And then I tried to figure out what legal perspective I can include. Then in Jamia, I chose women workers, mental health of women workers in unorganized sector. Then they told me that unorganized sector is quite huge. Please focus on specific sectors like the domestic workers, like the construction workers, the migrants, because you will not be able to do a very vast study. So limit karo usko. So these ideas you will get from from different persons. It could be from your peer group, it could be from your teachers, it could be from your friends, etc. So as far as I'm getting the question that how to choose the topic, please restrict the area and then do a research on it, a basic research. Try to read the articles, try to read the news. You will find what is the gray area, what is the issue, क्या issue चल रहा है, किस पे बात नहीं हो रही है, किस पे हमारे पास laws हैं, किस पे laws नहीं है. And then try to figure it out that this is the area where probably either laws are not available, laws are available but implementation is missing, this needs much more focus, and then try to jot down the title. So from there, it might change a lot till the time of interview and even after that, but at least you will get an area that I need to work on this. Also, very important point which always been said, that while doing a research, don't choose a topic which is already being researched a lot of time. Don't do just for the sake of
Right.
doing. It's already being researched, is you are not doing anything new to it. Research means you are researching something. So try to find at least a novel area or where there is a lack, a gap, etc. But also at the same time, don't select a topic where you won't get
Get
anything,
any
because then
material.
you won't get the material that would come in your limitation, that I don't have any materials. Where to look for? There is no book, there's no literature, where to go? So find something in between, which is neither being very much research and which is totally something which is nobody's aware. As I given you example, if I'm selecting a
Mm-hmm.
topic with which no faculty is aware. So as I was saying, that the very important thing you need to understand while choosing your topic, that it should not either be very much researched, or it should not be some area which is not which doesn't have anything, which doesn't have you will not get the books or the literature for
Mm.
that matter. So focus on that, and probably, and the most important, that it should be of your interest, so that you have that thing that you need to complete this work. You don't get bored out of it, because 3-4 years is a quite huge time. So if you have core interest, if you have that inner feeling to do that research, you will
Mm.
follow that feeling, you will complete your research. So don't just take any topic from anywhere, and take help of your teachers, take help of your students, take help of your peer groups, take help of your whosoever you feel that they will give you a an understanding that what is the gray area. So probably that will help in choosing your research topics. Yes.
Right. And in your experience, what do universities typically look in a candidate when they're selecting them for LLM or PhD program?
Yes. For LLM, I don't think that they have their, because LLM is
Mm.
mostly
Right.
as per the entrance exam. So I
Mm.
don't think that university has any say in it. Of course, they fix eligibility criteria. You need to match that eligibility criteria, because there's no interview as such. So for LLM, probably it's just that exam and the eligibility criteria. You need to focus on the exam, the pattern of exam, the type of question which I've already answered, that
Mm.
just go through the syllabus, what is the syllabus, and prepare accordingly. Yes, for PhD, as I said, that in all the entrance exams for the PhD, there would be interview.
Mm.
Entrance may not be there. Some NLUs don't have entrance tests; they only have the interviews. Or some universities, even though you are NET, they will conduct an entrance exam and they will conduct an interview. But interview is must. So
Mm.
interview, what they expect is, as I've told you, they expect that you have already done something, some basic research. You have you have got through that topic. It's not that you have selected that topic from ChatGPT for
Mm.
that matter. They will
Right.
understand. They will get to know, because if you don't know depth of that topic, they will understand it. So if they feel that you have already done a little bit of research, You have that thing in mind that how to go about it, what would be your research methodology. आपको सिर्फ doctrinal काम करना है, or you want to also do a field study, you want to talk people, they will have this feeling that this is a better candidate, so
Mm.
he knows what he wants to do, so we don't have to much guide them, of course. This is one thing. They will try to figure it out that are you actually interested, or just for the
Right.
sake of having a degree you are just doing it. The second very most thing which I have realized at my time, because I'm quite late in doing my PhD, I would say that I would have done it when I did my LLM, because I did my LLM in 2014 itself, but I started doing job. So
Right.
nowadays, I've realized that the colleges and university are more focusing on, you will say, the students, the
Mm.
newcomers, or those who have just cleared their LLM. They give them a preference over a person who has experience, or who is doing it after few years of their LLM. You getting my point?
Oh.
Yes, I've realized this while giving an interview in many universities like IP, even in DU. Because what, as I said, even if you want to do LLM, do it just after your LL.B. Same
Mm.
is with PhD. Nowadays, the scenario has changed a little. They expect you that if you have done your LLM, apply as soon as possible for your PhD.
PhD.
One thing which I feel that this could be one way of their understanding, that students have a lesser responsibility. But when you are a family
Oh.
person, when you're already involved in many other things, your concentration will divert. Also, some universities, they expect you to be there in the university for different
Mm.
works, for research, for other things, and etc. If you have family, if you are not totally in that student frame, they feel that you will not be much more concentrated, or you can say that the totally devoted to PhD. So they prefer a devoted person. So if you can manage that, then that's good. But they had that apprehension that somebody who
Mm.
is already a family person, somebody who is not a student age, they might miss that time thing and all those things. But of course, it's not the only criteria, because I have seen many of my co-researchers are of my same age probably, or they are faculties, and then they are doing research. At my time, there was little thing that we believe that for PhD you need to have much more understanding. LLM students are still a
Mm.
student; they don't have that depth understanding. So I thought when I will have some depth understanding, then I will continue PhD. But things have changed. So I would suggest that if you want to pursue PhD, if you are, you actually have thought that, then do it as
Mm.
soon as possible. Don't wait for a few years to go and then. And sometimes it also happens when you are started working, you don't get time. You
Yes.
have started earning money, you have other more responsibilities. Now you don't want to study, just like a student
Mm.
when you used to study. So there is a difference. So probably that is the thing. What was your question? I forgot that. I answered that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The universities. Yes.
Yeah. So they focus
And
on
what?
this. For PhD, they focus on that.
Hmm.
Yes.
Right. And ma'am, you have a strong record of research and publications also. How would you advise a first year student on how he or she can start developing the research and writing skills needed for academia?
Yes, again, very important, specifically for those who want to be in academics later on, and even otherwise also. Start doing it from the first, second semester, the first year itself. Start participating in conferences, internal,
Hmm.
intra-level, internal level, all those things matters. Because when you start preparing for conferences, even at that time, your article might not be of that great value, but
Great.
you will
Hmm.
understand that what is the requirement, how to do the footnoting, how to paraphrase, how to write, how to give an abstract, and etc. So I would say, as far as the writing skill is concerned, try to approach all those. There are a few, what do you say, platforms like Live Law, like
Hmm.
there
Right.
are other platforms. Forgetting the name. Law Octopus, just
Bar
subscribe
and
them.
bench.
Give you the notifications, Bar and Bench. These will give you notifications of the conferences, seminars, workshop.
Mm.
Just go either at your own level or via your college or university. This will give you an opportunity as well as if you give an understanding how to participate, how to write. So if you start from the first year, coming till fifth year, you would be good in your research. Because see, we feel that it's just a writing. It is not just a writing, just not your writing skill. It is your research skill also. For
Right.
writing, you need to research. For research, you need to study. You need to read articles. So you are at the same time developing many more skills, your reading skill, your writing skill, your understanding skill. Because writing is not just copy paste. It's like what you have read, what you have understood, then summarize and then write it in your own manner. So this will improve your lot of skills. And probably this habit will make you a good researcher and then it will go further. Also, the classroom, what do you say, discussions are very important for
Mm.
participating for writing because your mind is getting you cannot just passive listener and passive the student in class and then just think that you will be able
Right.
to do this that area that research and the writing very well. You need to focus on your classroom discussions, classroom teachings, classroom assignments. Many times even in class we give this homework of a topic and pros and con that you have to debate in favor, you have to debate not in favor. So you need to focus on that. So classroom assignments, classroom teaching, just focus on all those things. Whatever class in class, whatever is happening, just focus on that. And of course, participate as many conferences, seminars, workshops you participate, your research skill will develop. And the best way is to subscribe all these platforms so that you get the notification. And of course,
Mm.
sometimes you get certificates, sometimes you get the awards. So this will promote you that yes, I'm doing good. So probably
Mm.
that will further promote you or motivate you to do further in this research. So that is one area. Also, one more thing I would suggest every student read as much as you can, whether it is article, whether it is newspaper, whether it is legal, whatever legal context. There
Mm.
are blogs. Try to write in blogs, try to read
Mm.
blogs. It will help your understanding, specifically the legal understanding. So that's one thing you can focus on. Yes.
Right. And since you mentioned the classroom learning aspect, beyond classroom learning, what practical experiences help you prepare for an academic career? Like, beyond practical experience, like say moot court, internships, and other research assistances.
Yes, of course. Because nowadays, every college and university, in their mandates, in their
Mm.
curriculum, these all would be there. If it's a law school, there would be a moot court room and there would be moot court activities.
Right.
So see, again, I would say, even though you don't want to be in academics, even though you don't want to be in litigation, these things like the moot court activities for a law student, a moot court activity is very, very, very important even if you don't want to go in litigation. As I said, these activities don't only focus on one skill, they focus on many skills. So if you participate in moot court, you are able to understand how to argue the matter, how to think like a lawyer, how to respond instantly, so spontaneously. So these things will help you in any field for that matter, whether you are a judge, whether you are academician. So
Mm.
these skills, like the moot court, as you mentioned, moot court, there are when a student will go further, there is a subject called ADR, alternate dispute
Right.
resolution. So there are certain activities in regard to those areas like mediation counseling, client counseling, where
Mm.
they make you understand that if you are a lawyer mediator and there is a client, how will you deal with that client? What are the important points you need to focus on? How to tackle a client and at the perspective of client also. So
Mm.
these are skill activities. Generally, they are happening in every colleges. specifically if you already had done your ADR subject. So
Mm.
this will help you to understand that if you want to be in mediation or even if judge, so what could be the core areas, what are the core values, how to behave, how to speak in front of a client, what to tell, what not to tell, uh,
Mm.
many principles. Similarly, as I said, these there are intra competitions, whether it is
Mm.
debate competition, whether it is your constitution related competition, constitution quiz, constitutional
Mm.
debates. So this will give you an understanding of many things. How to research, specifically research it in any of these things, research will come. Because for anything you need to research, freehand research, and of course your mind will sharpen. So these
Right.
there are parliamentary proceedings also for a person who is studying constitution, parliamentary proceeding, how to deal with those things. There are so many activities depending on the subject per se and even otherwise. As I said, that conferences, seminars, workshop, respect to a subject, there would be a workshop. Like, say, for
Mm.
example, you are there is there is a subject called International IT Act. So there could be
Yes.
workshops in relation to that. So those participate in those workshops. They will give you an idea that what could be the emerging topics, who could be the great
Mm.
person, and if we are hearing from a good expert of that particular field, it will help you in any way for that
Mm.
matter participate in all these activities which are happening at the intra level as well as inter-school
Internal.
level, inter-college level itself also. This will give you a good skills or this will enhance your skills for that matter.
Mm. Can you shed some light on your preparation for NET, and what advice would you give to our viewers planning to attempt for this exam?
Yeah, sure. But I would say that my net, at that time when I gave net and now, things have changed a little bit. So you need to focus that also. But
Mm.
as I was earlier also, that all these exams, though they're all entrance exams, but the questions, the format of questioning is different. Judiciary, net,
Mm.
LL.
Their object,
So
right?
I always feel that the NET exam is more of a memory test. Judiciary has that application-based questions, mostly the
Mm.
application-based questions, where you feel good that you are applying whatever you have studied and you are applying and you are finding the result. Same with an
Mm.
LM also, to some extent, your comprehension-based understanding. When we are talking about NET, there are two papers. One paper focuses, which is general paper, which focuses uh, on your research, on your teaching aptitude, on your there are other aptitude based maths and etc. English comprehension, passage. All these things would be there. First paper and the second paper is of your subject. So if you're a law student, it would be of law subject. Initially, they were at two different times, but now I guess this is at the same time. This is the paper will happen question one and question two.
Mm.
So it's objective question, multiple choice question, objective questions are there. But I feel that NET is, as I said, memory based because in NET there are questions which actually will test your memory. They will ask you the years, the year of a
Yes.
particular judgment. So you might remember the year of a particular judgment if it's very famous, say for example, constitutional law, case laws. You might remember those, but they may ask you the chronology that which case
Mm.
on this subject comes first
Yeah.
and then which case comes later. They will give you the five judgments. They will ask you to put them in chronology. कौन सा पहले आया, फिर कौन आया. So you might not remember that.
On the same
You
subject
have to
also.
focus.
On the same
Exactly.
subject or the same doctrine also they'll give you as.
Yes, so I feel that to clear net, see, I would be frank because at my time, I feel that net was still much easier. But nowadays, I've heard that net exams have
Yes.
becoming very difficult nowadays. People they feel that it's better to do PhD rather than doing a net because
Right.
are trying and sometimes it's not happening. So I would say for net, you need to give 4 to 5 months. You need to
Mm.
leave all the things and focus on net for that matter. If you are very good, if you are your mind is very good in remembering things, you might clear it. But otherwise, focus on the question paper. For clearing net, this is the further when I cleared net, I have done many question papers. Because in net
Mm.
exam, what happens? Sometimes same question keeps on repeating. If not of year 2017, then probably of 2018. of 2019. So do as many questions as you can,
Hmm.
both on the first subject as well as the second subject.
Second subject.
And also, don't people get they had this thing in mind that हमारा law बहुत अच्छा है, तो if we do our law subject very well, then
Right.
probably we'll be able to clear. Don't fall for that. You need to score good marks in your first subject. This will help you, even though you have scored good marks or okay marks, this will help you to clear net. The
Hmm.
main key area is that if, say, for example, if 50 questions are there in the first paper, try to feel that the target is that you need to get clear all the 35, minimum 35 to 40 questions. Then the chances would be at a larger level. अगर आप
Right.
सिर्फ और सिर्फ लॉ पे फोकस कर रहे हो तो नहीं होगा, because it would be a cumulative marking. So you
Hmm.
need to put this subject also, the first subject. And the first subject, to clear the first subject, I would just say that follow the pattern. There are a lot of books available for net exam. You can just get those books and try to figure out, because in first paper, the questions keeps on changing. The patterns are the same. So you will be able to
Okay.
understand that this type of question is coming almost all year. At least you will get
Hmm.
10 to 20 questions which of the same pattern coming each and every year. Try to, understand that pattern. And if you are able to understand that pattern, then any question of that pattern you'll be able to do. So try to just understand the pattern, that this is how we are able to do this question, which is of aptitude, which is of your basic understanding. So if you are able to understand that, you'll be able to clear first paper. And for the second paper, again, as I said, just go through the syllabus. Syllabus keeps on changing. Sometimes they add a new subject, sometimes
Yes.
they move a particular subject. Focus on the judgments. As I said, even here also they will
Hmm.
give you judgment, the what do you say, ratio decidendi, and they will ask you from whose judgment it is. So you need to focus on the judgments, the research judgments, even the sections, section numbers also, the case laws, the name, even in the citation also.
Hmm.
So it's better to have a better understanding of the subject, so that if you skip these types of questions, you'll be able to do the other questions which
Right.
is on your understanding based. And these subjects like the contract law, the family law, they have simpler
Hmm.
questions from these areas. So, and torts for that matter. So you will be able to clear these. The questions, the area which I feel was difficult in net is your corporate law, your international level, your constitution, because questions coming from here and there, and your jurisprudence. They'll give you a line and
Hmm.
they will ask you, tell me whose court it is. So you'll not be able to
Yeah.
probably know some jurisprudence specifically, because there are so many authors
So
in
many
that
good.
case.
Yeah.
So for net, I would say that it is your patience and it is your hard work. You need to practice as many question papers you can, because the knowledge is already there. You have done your LL.B, you have done your LL.M. Knowledge is already there. Your understanding is already there. You just need to crack that pattern, that how the questions are coming and how can we solve those questions. Probably then it will be easier, and just gives 2-3 months at least thoroughly to for net exam. So this is how you can be able to clear net for that matter.
Right. Ma'am, you're a seasoned professor with teaching experiences at a number of well-established universities and college. Can you guide our audience on how to prepare and what to expect at these interviews at these prestigious colleges?
Yeah, see, I have worked in good universities and colleges like WIPS and Amity, DME, etc.
Hmm.
So I would feel that the basic thing here, because here there's no entrance exam. Whatever is there is the interview. And of
Hmm.
course, you need to give the resume. You need to apply. Apply, you can do it two ways. You can just randomly, you can just the send your resumes even if there is vacancy or not vacancy. Or
Hmm.
you can see that whether the vacancy is there, and accordingly you may apply. So if there is a vacancy, you apply for that, you send your CVs, and then they will ask you about the documents and etc. And they will call for the interview. If as per the CV they feel that you are eligible for their candidature, then they will call you. Because see, there are universities, as I said, initially at our time, even those who are non-net, they also get
Hmm.
the admission, because even at
Right.
that time, non-net also could get admission for a assistant professor post.
Hmm.
So that was fine. But nowadays, net is first thing. Net is, of course, your LL.M must be there. And there are few colleges they will not take without net.
Right.
And
They,
of
they
course,
they they do give preference to net clearance.
they do give preference to net. I can't find a good university here
Hmm.
nearby which takes without net, whether it is IP, whether it is Amity, whether it is WEBs, whether it is
Hmm.
Christ. They all want. In fact, there are colleges nowadays they ask PhD also, that you need to be
Hmm.
enrolled in PhD. That, as far as I know, that Christ doesn't take without PhD. Same as Global General and etc. So they have their own criteria. First, go through those criteria.
Hmm.
So that's what they will cut short you, no, via your resume. That whether you are
Hmm.
at net, whether you have experience, whether you are enrolled in PhD or not. So they will give preference. Nowadays the scenario has changed. पहले वो था कि net को preference मिलता था. अब even though net is there, but if you have PhD enrolled, they
PhD.
will get preference over the others. So at
Hmm.
least PhD enroll, they get selected much more easily. And most of the university has this thing. They have interview rounds. It might be different university has different platform. They may have dean, they may have director, so they will have the interview round
Hmm.
with them. With that, they may ask you to prepare for a demo, just to understand that whether you have that teaching quality or not,
Okay.
whether you are able to express or not. So even at the good universities also, they may take your demos in front of the students, in front of the faculty sometimes. For demo, they
Oh.
they will ask you to prepare a small demo on any subject of your choice. Mostly, it's the pattern that they will say that prepare a demo of any subject of your choice. Sometimes they
Okay.
may give you also the subject, the topic, the area for that matter, but mostly it's as per your choice. So I have given demo in Amity. I have given demo. I haven't given demo in WIPS for that matter. WIPS was totally as per the interview, but in DME and other colleges, I have given the demo. So
Okay.
demo is of your subject, your choice. If the students are there, students generally don't ask question, but if the teachers are sitting, they may ask you questions on that particular topic. So it's
Hmm.
more like a you plus demo. And then if you clear that, if they feel that you are able to express
Hmm.
yourself, you are clear, you are understanding, then they may have the further rounds with HR and other things. So generally, every university has their own what do you say procedure. They may have simple one round plus demo. They may have just
Hmm.
one round with a faculty member where they will ask you questions about different things. It could be about the subject, could be about the personal, your personal life also, like how will you manage, whether you'll be able to manage or not, and all
Okay.
those. So sometimes they try to get the information from you that whether
Hmm.
weren't you overburdened person? Would you be able to? Are you sincere or not? Would you be able to travel or not? All those things. So yes, but demo is generally whenever, especially if a newcomer is there, if someone who is not having much experience, they will ask
Okay.
them to give a demo. Generally, for those who are experienced, they may not ask for a demo, but again,
Hmm.
depends on university to university. So one thing they will focus, of course, your degrees, whether you're net, whether you're PhD, and
Hmm.
how confident you are, how aware about your subject you are. So you, of course, when you are applying for that, you need to be well versed with your subject, whatever you
Hmm.
are. And also, sometimes when you apply for a particular post, they may give you an advance that we have a vacancy only in these subjects. So they may have a vacancy
Okay.
only in IT or only in economics, only on this particular area. So which is then quite evident that you need to be prepared in those areas, because they will ask questions from those areas, because they have vacancy only in those areas at that particular point of time. Maybe later on you may get different subjects, but at that particular point of time, when they are
Hmm.
selecting for a particular subject, they expect you to have understanding of that subject. So yes, that's
Oh,
the point.
Okay. Ma'am, there has been a rise in judicial coaching centers across the country, and law graduates do flock to them and pay high fees and realize that and we do realize that there is a wide gap between what is taught in law colleges and in these centers. Why do you think such a gap exists, despite the fact that LLB courses span across 5 years and the courses offered by these judicial institutes last for around probably a year.
See, please understand, again, you are talking about judiciary,
Hmm.
isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am. Right.
Judiciary coaching, specific to judiciary. But when
Hmm.
you are going in BLLB, it's not specific to judiciary. When you are taking admission in BLLB, as per as I'm talking about as a teacher, I have five students. One wants to be in judiciary, one wants to be in
Hmm.
litigation, one doesn't know where to land up, one wants to be in corporate. So I have to take care of all of them. I cannot focus something totally related to judiciary. You getting my point?
Hmm.
As we say in our department, we need to take care of the those students who are good and those who are weak students. But at the time of class, we for us they both are equivalent. Like, they both are at equal
Hmm.
sitting. Even if someone is very smart, someone is not so. बट
Hmm.
हमें पढ़ाना सबके हिसाब से पड़ता है.
Right.
Similarly, if we are talking about a BA LLB, we are not focusing on a particular stream for that matter. We are not
Hmm.
focusing that this is an important thing which will come in judiciary. So let's focus on this and let's just forget about the others. हम basics पढ़ाते हैं. BA LLB will just give you the basics which a normal law student, irrespective of where he wants to go, should
Hmm.
know basic objectives of law, of any subject for that matter. You getting my point? If I'm
Right.
teaching, or if I'm teaching, say, for example, contract or family law for that matter, irrespective that judiciary will ask the judgments or these provisions important, I need to tell them
Hmm.
the basic objective why this law has came. What all are the provisions? We will focus on all the provision rather than on specific provisions. But what happens in
Right.
judiciary coaching? Judiciary coaching is for judiciary. So they know that these are the core areas which we needs to focus. These questions comes in judiciary exam. And this is how the student will be able to clear the judiciary exam. Getting my point? So we
Right.
are focusing on a particular limited area for that matter. But whereas in BALLB, we are giving you the basic essence of law. Someone who
Right.
is coming just after his college, like sorry,
Right.
his school 12th, he
Right.
doesn't have any understanding about law. हम उसको law
Right.
बता रहे हैं. Plus, you are going to judiciary when you already have a lot of understanding about law. Getting my point? 5 year you already have spent in law for that matter.
Law
Now you are
school.
going to you
Yes.
already have that. You are already a law graduate. But when the students are coming, initial 2 years, they are absent-minded. They don't understand what is contract, what is agreement, why
Hmm.
this is important. With time, they understand that this is how, and this is how they are related to each other. So there is a huge difference in those. Of course, 5 year time, even 5 year time, I don't think that this is good enough time because there are so many subjects. There are so
Exactly.
many things. From second year onwards, students starts understanding law for that matter. But
Hmm.
yes, of course, they know that this is a legal word. This is how we know, how to use these legal words in this manner for that matter. So दोनों का objective totally different है. So see, teaching has its own way, but depending upon the objective, we divert the way. So we choose the way.
Hmm.
Our objective in judiciary is to clear the judiciary. So I will
Right.
teach as per that mandate कि मुझे इसको clear करवाना judiciary ये important है judiciary के लिए. But at the same time, when I'm teaching a BA student, my objective is to make her basics clear. Basic
Hmm.
essence clear होना चाहिए. So my objective is totally different. So I'm teaching in that way, a basic understanding from first step to the last step, not directly jumping to something which is important or not important. In last semester, we used to tell that now, since you are ninth semester, now you will give your entrance exam. You need to focus these subjects more. But
Hmm.
say, for example, judiciary may probably, I would say, any subject which might not come. Just say hypothetically, let's say corporate law doesn't come in judiciary. So I might not touch that subject. But in BA
Hmm.
LLB, I have to deal with the
Right.
corporate law, I have to deal with the administrative law, or any law for that matter. चाहे वो आपके इंट्रेंस में आ रहा हो या नहीं आ रहा हो.
नहीं आ
So of
रहा.
course, that is how things are different.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it. And lastly, any word of advice to the students of law?
Word of advice, I would say, since you have either you have taken admission or you are going to take admission, don't run after future. Whatever you are doing, just focus on that. If you're in LLB, BLLB, if you're in first semester, whatever your subjects are, just focus on that. Don't just run that, I have to do this and that, and now because of
Hmm.
that, I'm focusing on those subjects. If you are doing good, what you are doing right now, automatically your future will be bright, because sometimes what happens in race of going somewhere, we forgets to learn the basics, and if our
Hmm.
basics are not clear, we won't be able to do anything good anywhere for that matter. हम बच्चों को बताते हैं कि आपकी जो बेसिक सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, ये जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ऑफ कोर्स आईपीसी everything will come later, but this contract is very important, which will come everywhere. People think this is
Hmm.
very a simple subject and let's focus on more IPC. We want to be criminal lawyer and all those. No. First, clear your basics. So focus one by one, step by step. Whatever you are doing, do good in that area, and automatically you will be able to do good in future also. So focus on present. Don't go after or run
One after
after
the
your future.
future.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
I
Ma'am,
hope I have
you,
answered your
yes,
questions.
absolutely, ma'am. You've been incredibly kind and generous with your time today. Your guidance is valuable. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we wish you the very best for your PhD and for your future too.
Yeah, yeah. I need all your Allah, all your wishes. Thank you so much again for giving me this opportunity to interact with you and, of course, with the students when they will hear this. So, thank you so much. I hope my suggestions would somehow help them while choosing, while doing their LLB or BLL for that matter. So,
Definitely.
thank you so much. Take
Thank
care.
you,
Have a
ma'am.
good
Thank
day.
you.